Hello, welcome, or welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz, and I will be guiding you on this journey. I have a complaint to share. I have a complaint to share with with the class. But before I start complaining, this is a reading for the 4-6 Human Design Profile. If you don't know what your Human Design Profile is, there is a link in the description for you to get your Human Design Body Graph. And your profile will be listed on there amongst a plethora of other information specific to your design. No matter where you are in your awareness journey or experiment with human design, these messages are meant to be an additional source or channel for information or to receive a message. They're not necessarily meant to be educational. So I do my best not to use a ton of human design language, just so the message doesn't get confused, and we stay on track. What else? Definitely be sure to check out your zodiac sign readings. Those are all up and ready for you. And of course, if you haven't done so already, I would love it if you subscribe to the channel. I do see it as an energy exchange, and I certainly do hope that these messages land with you and resonate. And, like I said, I would love it if you subscribe to the channel. Now, on to my complaint. So, there may be, there is going to be some level of change with the presentation of these videos, which is freaking me out. And I think it's because I have a Virgo moon. And if it's not perfect, I get anxiety about it. But, and Virgo is my third house. So that's like, communication and amongst other shit. But the software that I was using to edit these videos, CapCut, has made a drastic change to their terms of service. And it's shitty. Basically, they have given themselves the rights to any content that anybody uploads to their platform ever for free. And for whatever they want to use it for. And I think that's fucked up. I'm under, no illusion that they would ever probably use any of my tarot videos, because that's the only thing I ever upload to CapCut. But I think it's crappy for them to do that. I feel like it's stealing content. I feel like it's siphoning energy out of people. And quite frankly, I'm sick of these corporations doing that to us. So I don't want to use them anymore. And I don't think you should either if you ever do use them. Also too, like if let's say you upload a video to CapCut and you add copyrighted music or something to it that you don't have the proper license or rights, to use. And let's say CapCut uses that video for whatever purpose CapCut is going to use that video, and they get flagged for it, you're the one that's on the hook for it. So not only are they stealing content and not paying people for it, but they're also releasing themselves of any liability ever for being held responsible for what they do with that content. I just like I said, I don't think that they would ever use any of my content either. But it's the principle. I will not engage and support anything like that. But I had this realization this morning, though. I learned about that 2 days ago, and I'm not going to lie to you. It put me into a fucking panic. I already had the 1-3 and the 1-4 readings done. Right? Maybe a couple of the second line, I don't know, whatever. I already had a couple videos done. I had an intro made. Like, the only thing I ever do with editing is that I've been making one intro video, because repeating myself 24 times like confuses my brain. My brain is like, you've already said this. And I'm like, I know, but I didn't say it in this video. So just something that I'm going to have to adjust to and get used to. It's fine. And I would edit out any like dead air, because there's times where I'll just be sitting here staring at the cards, literally, feeling into them, looking at all of them, kind of seeing like, what is the story? How is this coming together for me? What do I even want to say? How do I want to start? Whatever. So I edit out those chunks of time that there is any type of extended silence. Sometimes too, my dog will freak out if somebody is walking by the window and he has to protect the manor. I edit that out. There's rare times that I get up to walk away from the table for whatever reason. And, I edit that out. So, it's interesting, because I did have this realization actually this morning that for whatever reason, this has to be a good thing. It has to be good for you. It has to be good for me. It has to be good for the benefit of my channel and the growth of my channel, because I would have used CapCut until the day that I stopped doing these readings. And maybe it's not for the betterment of the readings that I edit those things out. Maybe it is a good thing that it's more raw, literally. We're just going to be raw dogging. Listen, see, and I can't even edit that out. So, I am freaking out though. Like I said, right? Like, so I am blaming my Virgo moon for it, because I do try to package them in a way that to me seems like polished and put together. I'm comfortable, like putting them out that way. I want to present, I guess, that way. But truly, in reality, that is not how it is, So it is literally just a way for me to show up even more authentically, and literally however they end up turning out is however they end up turning out. And what are you gonna do? Like I'm also like, I'm not the type of person, I'm not going to redo a reading just because it's messy. I try, like however it shows up is however it shows up. So anyway, #growth. So that is my spiel. Thank you for letting me share. And honestly, I feel like it is just going to be like an adjustment period. The good news is though, I don't have to, I can literally just upload these to YouTube as soon as I'm done. I don't have to spend any time editing them, so that's good. I mean, there are, if you have editing programs, part of me is like, drop them in the comments. But I mean, I was using an editing program before CapCut, but it was so time consuming. And I feel like it even lowered the video quality too. Like I'm not going to pay for an editing software. I'm just not. Maybe if I was like monetizing YouTube, probably not even then. Again, I don't think it needs to be like this huge professional production, but anyway, okay, I'm sorry. I'm just blabbering at this point. So let's get some cards out here for our opportunist role models. Interesting. Page of Cups, okay. Love, the High Priestess, who is also like on the cover of the book. Oh, that is way too many cards. Way too many cards. Let's narrow it down. Here we go. The Sun, stop it. I haven't even seen this card. And the Hermit at the bottom of the deck. Speaking of Virgo. Oh, you know who's in Virgo right now? Mars. Oh my God. Oh. No wonder. I swear. Oh, I'm gonna have to look that up. I am pretty sure that I found out about the CapCut thing on the day that Mars went into Virgo. Huh. So, there is that. So if you have Mars in Virgo natally, you're going to be going through a Mars return. Which, it could be good. It could be something else. It could, whatever. But it is going to be there, I think, until the end of July or something like that. Wherever Virgo is for you. Interesting. Okay, I love this. Thank you. Oh, the Ten of Pentacles behind it. You better work. The Knight of Cups. Okay. The feeling that I got like with when I was shuffling the cards and looking at, actually, let me make sure. Okay. I just want to make sure there wasn't like a crazy glare happening. What I was thinking of when I was shuffling the cards, staring at this Page of Cups is that, and especially with it being sideways like that, which to me feels like it's working its way upright. If it would have come out this way, I would have been like, it's working its way reversed. But it kind of seems like it's like working its way around, which, is kind of like going off of like clockwise, it's moving clockwise. Is just this like teeter totter thing of like trying to discover or figure out what lights you up, what makes you feel good, what do you want to pour, your emotional energy into. Cups have to do with our emotions. How are we expressing them? How do we feel? How do we feel about our lives? How do we feel about the people in our lives, about what we're doing? How are we also like getting creative? Like, how are we exploring and honoring that part of ourselves that needs creativity? Also, even like fun or play, because the pages are always depicted as being younger people. Like they're usually like adolescent age, adolescents to like, teens, late teens. The knights are, 20s to 30s. The queens are 40s, 50s. The kings are 50s-ish and above. But it's also even just the energy of it. Like pages are brand new. They're excited. They're curious. They're not really going to attach themselves to any one thing. Like they're just going to dip their toe in, play around with it and see how it feels and then flutter on to the next thing. It's just information. It's literally trying stuff. See how you feel about it. If there are things that you have wanted to try or experience or places you've wanted to go or whatever, this would be the time to do it. And maybe like with it being, I feel this teeter totter thing. It's like, maybe one day you're like, hell yeah, I do want to invite more fun. I do want to, pick a place to go visit that has been on my list to visit forever, or some place that I used to enjoy that I haven't been to, or even, treating yourself to a massage or some other type of like self-care, pedicure, whatever. But then the next day being like, that's dumb. Why would I waste my time doing that? Like I have all this other shit that I need to be focusing on. So it's again, right, like it has this like teeter-totter feeling to me. And like they're creating this shadow puppet of a fox, two other foxes here also. You know? um so it's even something like it feels like something to distract or um I literally just said this in another reading because this card also came out in it. But that like magician thing of like look over here while like this hand does whatever. There I feel like there's a term for that I just cannot remember. Um, which is also a distraction, right? But to me, this feels productive. I mean, it's literally like the distraction is what is going to help you get there. That's going to help you achieve this sun card. Because it's almost like if you were too aware of it. Have I said this to you before? I just feel the craziest deja vu. Um, maybe it wasn't a 4-6 reading, but I know I've said, but anyway, okay, whatever. It's like if you were to be able to see it, whatever it is, whatever this high priestess thing is, if you were able to see it without being distracted, you may not be interested in it. Like, because who knows? Like it may be because the way that it shows up, the package that it's in, or the time of day, the time of year, whatever, you would be like, nah, it's not really what I was hoping or expecting, but it's like literally the same thing. So it's like, look over here so this can slide in. But also at the same time, it is taking care of yourself. It is getting creative. It is like, focusing on how you're feeling. How are you even connecting to your feelings? Are you prioritizing that at all? What is it that you are trying to create here? You know? Let's see. So I'm going to read both the reversed and the upright version of this card. The keywords say emotion, embracing life, fresh outlook, creativity. Exactly. A youth entertains a group of foxes with dazzling shadow puppets. The Page of Cups is the most childlike of the pages. This card encourages emotion and creativity to bloom and encourages you to embrace life. Take full advantage of the little things and see the world through fresh eyes. Embrace and nurture your feelings in order to set free your inner child. Reversed, your inner child likely has too much control. Burst of temper or sadness bursts of temper or sadness may have caught up to you. You should be in touch with your feelings, but they should not control you. You may be frustrated with various creative endeavors or by the unpredictable events in your life. Return to reality and find calm solutions. So yeah, right? Like it's literally that teeter-totter between, a sprinkle of delusion and then also reality. And how do you like marry the two? Because I do think that like, come here, Licky. Come here, you little Licky. I do think that we need both. I think we need to be very present in our reality. And I also think a lot more of us need more delusion, more audacity. Literally, more of that in some people is like a dash, because a lot of us don't have a ton of delusion or audacity, and we do need more of it. Interesting, though, right? The High Priestess here. This is being in tune with your star player, your higher self, God, source, divine. If you believe in a higher power, your intuition. We all have it. What are they holding? Is that like a pomegranate, I think? It usually is. Pomegranates represent fertility. And they're holding it at their solar plexus, which is creativity, expression, confidence, self-esteem, which is all about being in tune with your star player. It's all coming together here. It's all coming together. Hell yeah. Ooh, secrets, intuition, divine wisdom, mystery. A veiled woman waits in silence, clutching a pomegranate to her chest. The High Priestess is a figure of divine wisdom, feminine mystery, and intuitive knowledge. She is often associated with the Querent, for she represents all that is unknown and secret. To artists and writers, she is the embodiment of creative potential. Which is the Page of Cups also. Her pomegranate alludes to Persephone, who traveled between the land of the living and the land of the dead, which feels very Scorpio. As a guardian of the unconscious, she urges you to look inwards before you act and to contemplate your dreams. Let the logical and intellectual part of your mind go quiet in order to tap into your innate intuition. Exactly. Again, even going back to this card too, right? Like about letting your imagination go crazy, but then that part of your brain kicking in and being like, please. That's not possible, No. Don't knock it down, like there's I think again, even bringing in that sprinkle of delusion, like we need more imagination, we need more space for possibility to allow a miracle to come in, or to be surprised in the best way possible, you know? To trust yourself, to, get quiet enough with yourself. And even too, like, that's why that whole, like, look over here, and then this comes in, the whole, even like, mystery of it, or not being able to see it, but being able to intuit, being able to feel it in your body, to get clear on what it is, maybe it is a time for meditation, however that works for you. It doesn't necessarily have to be just sitting or lying silently. It could be getting lost in a craft, getting lost in a hobby. It's like, it's something that is so, like, second nature, like, you can do it, to where your brain can just turn off. You can connect in with higher consciousness. That can happen anywhere. Because a lot of people, you can't just sit there. Like, it seems impossible, or maybe it is impossible, to do that. So again, it is like getting lost in a hobby, a creative outlook, a creative outlet, a new, what does that say? Like a new lease on life, or a new outlook, a fresh outlook, embracing life. And then the Sun card is Leo, which is actually kind of interesting. The High Priestess is the Moon, which is Cancer. The Sun is the Moon. So we have the two illuminaries here. Not to mention Cancer, Leo, Virgo. The next 3 months might be pivotal for you. Literally today is the first day of Cancer season. Then obviously Leo comes next, and then Virgo is after that. So again, the next 3 months could really see some changes here. But like I said, so the Sun card is everything good. It's joy, it's bliss, happiness, it's rejuvenation, rebirth, literally, life in general, because we wouldn't even be here if we weren't in this proximity to the sun, right? Isn't that wild? Any closer or further away, it's not possible. We know that because we haven't discovered anybody on Mercury or Venus. We haven't discovered anybody on Mars or any planets past that. So, people, or organisms, anything, water. Well, anyway, I'm not going to go off on that tangent, but truly, right? I mean, like, we would not be here if not, which is a miracle, right? So again, like, truly, that's the other thing that I'm glad we came back to. Thank you. We are only limited by our own imagination. And if our imagination is this big, bro, what can fit in there? Not much. So truly, like, anytime this comes up, I'm just gonna run through it really quick. I always like talk about this practice of that I honestly haven't done in a while, and I'm glad we're gonna do it. Is that, like in meditation or whatever, even again, you're in your craft, something is like keeping you busy, right? So your brain can expand, your energy field of what you believe to be possible can expand. And for me, I always have that representation as like a bubble around me. And let's say that bubble is out 25 feet. So that 25 feet is how much I believe could, there's possibilities could fill up this bubble that far out, right? So then I make myself expand that bubble out another 10 feet. Now there's all that extra space for anything that's possible and for my highest good to come in, right? Because that bubble will catch it. And then I expand it another 10 feet. I expand it another. Truly, I keep allowing this bubble to get bigger and bigger and bigger until I just can't focus on it anymore, or until I lose focus on it, until it scares me, and then I'll push it out another 5 or 10 feet. Because now it's out there, like there's a lot more possibility. I also love how I know that this is the sun, but even this looks like a bubble, I think that's kind of funny. But, right, like you're only limited by your own imagination. And just because you can't imagine it doesn't mean that it's not possible. So that's why if we expand our bubble, whatever it is for you, it doesn't have to be a bubble. But, right? Like that is the capacity for imagination. That is a capacity for anything to be possible. Surprises, miracles, whatever. Thank you. Thank you for bringing that up, because I'm glad that I could do that too, because I need it also. So yeah, I haven't even ever read about the sun card. So let's see. Victory, growth, luck, success. Yes, exactly. A warrior stands watch, poised for action. The sun is a card of power and good fortune. It represents many positive attributes in life, such as enthusiasm, growth, and victory. You've sown your fields with good choices, waited patiently for their growth, and will soon reap the benefits. Rejoice! Your hard work is paid off, and victory is close at hand. I love that. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. It's kind of like with this hermit card at the end of the reading here. It's like, get your shit together. Not in a bad way, but just be ready for it, right? Like, it's like pumping yourself up, or like, this very much is par for the course. It's very much for you, right? Like, and maybe it's a cycle that's like coming back around, or energy that is, coming back around to you. Maybe it is being packaged differently because you're different, no doubt, the Hermit card talks about introspection, inner self, direction, contemplation. They're generally guided by the star, which is hopes and dreams, trusting the process, believing in possibilities. It says, a child illuminates his cave in the summit of a mountain. The hermit shows you a time of deep introspection. You are considering your spiritual self and looking to understand your own soul above the world surrounding you. This will lead you to comfort, to the attainment of satisfaction that comes only from truly knowing yourself, which I feel like is happening in the Page of Cups over here too. Because again, right? I mean, even doing things that are creative, or that again maybe you have wanted to do, or experiences that you've wanted to do, like you're only discovering more about what you do enjoy, like what brings you feel good energy. Oh my god, my dog is killing me over here. Like he keeps licking his feet. It's like nails on a chalkboard to me over oh boy, I don't think you would be able to hear it, but it's like scratching my brain in the most uncomfortable way. These discoveries may lead to a change of direction as you better understand your needs and goals. Exactly. Careful planning that is born of inner contemplation can lead you to your goals. Like, oh, this came together beautifully. Look what we have behind here. The 10 of Pentacles, success, independence, well, I was going to say legacy, but luxury was going to come out. Truly having enough to meet your needs, but also the needs of others. Generational wealth. Right, like success, getting there, like reaching your goals. The Knight of Cups. So we go from the Page of Cups to the Knight of Cups, which, they're on this boat floating through the sky, I think is what that is. And they're following, this is it Ursa Major? What? Yeah. Ursa Major, which is where the Big Dipper is. Which feels very Moana to me, because, like in Moana, she sets off on this journey to find Maui, and all she has to go by is literally his hook in the sky, and she keeps pointing her boat towards it. She has no clue where she's going. She just knows that's the direction that she needs to head in, right? And you know what happens? She finds Maui. She finds him. So the 8 of Pentacles, putting in the work, the 9 of Cups. It's like there's something here that's coming together, like with your practical reality, your emotional body, and like those things converging here with the High Priestess, like those things coming together. Beautiful. I love this for you. And I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. And thank you for letting me rant at the beginning. And thanks for being on this journey. I'll talk to you later. Bye.